This is awkward occurrence for awkward entertainment. So we're going to be getting into the Summer Wells case. Now I have a video on screen. I'm going to play the video and I will commentate throughout. So let's get this started. Alright, this first slide speaks of misinformation, speculation, and opinions, in this case, hampering the investigation. Like, there's no way for opinions and speculation, misinformation to hamper this case because there is no suspect, there are no leads or person of interest in this case. It's just no way for social media to be causing a problem and police finding Summer Wells. But let's continue. Now, this is a community member who was at a vigil for Summer Wells. And she spoke up against the rumors in the case. Her name is Cynthia Bennett. Not only did she speak up in the case, she apologized to Summer Wells' mom for following the rumors on social media. So she used to watch videos about what happened to her daughter and if the parents were involved, this, that, and the third. But let's continue. So let's start in the second paragraph. One woman who I just spoke of, one woman in attendance spoke up during the prayer session to apologize to Bly for following social media rumors. She states this is about Summer, it's not about anybody's opinion. Cynthia Bennett said, it's about Summer and her being found. Well, yes, it's about Summer and Summer being found. But once again, those speculation videos, those theory videos, those opinion videos could help find Summer, could help find a suspect. Reason being, police in this case have no leads, no suspects, no people of interest. They have no theories. So they could be listening to these other podcasters doing true crimes. They could listen to their speculation, their opinions, and these detectives can develop their own theories and go follow leads on their theories, which could lead to Summer Wells being found or a suspect being brought in for question. Let's continue. One more thing. Back in the 60s, 70s, before the internet was big, people would call in with tips to the police. I'm pretty sure back then, police got speculation, they got rumors and opinions. So it's no different from calling up the police and leaving a tip. What we do online is no different from what people did before the internet was around when they called up the police and left a tip, a speculation, or a theory. Let's continue. Because in cases like this, and missing people cases, they like to say social media is messing up the case because people are calling in with theories, this, that, and the third. There's no way people calling in with theories is hampering the case. It's just not. Police have been getting theories since they put out 1-800 hotlines, 1-800 Crime Stoppers. They've been getting theories forever. Let's continue. This was a photo from a search in the Summer Wells case. So police used a helicopter to search Beach Creek Road. It was nighttime. They took a helicopter to a field and they were looking for Summer Wells in a field. The reason I put this in a video is because I believe Summer Wells' body will be found in a field somewhere in some bushes less than 10 miles away from her home. The reason I say that is because sometimes these cases will foreshadow what happens at the end. It will foreshadow, it will show you how the story will end, how the victim will be found. So once again, June 20th, police took a helicopter to Beach Creek Road, close to the family home. They took that bright light on the helicopter and started shining it towards a field, looking for signs of a body. I don't know where they got that lead or tip from. They found nothing, which is very strange. But again, this makes me think Summer Wells will end up dead and her body will be found out in the open. Alright, this goes on. This is a detective, so we're going to read a statement by the detective. It just states this case is unusual, it's not normal. Really, that's all it states. Well, let me see. She states we're still working to identify everyone in the area on the afternoon that Summer went missing. So they're still looking for that red pickup truck. The person in the red pickup truck isn't a suspect. They're just a person of interest. A person they want to talk to because they believe that person saw what happened on the Wells property June 15th, the day Summer went missing. That's the only reason they want to talk to the person in the pickup truck. They think this person was sitting somewhere outside the house. I don't know where. And they saw into the property and they saw what happened to Summer Wells. But the detective also added every case is different. This one is definitely outside the norm, which makes me think, let me finish reading. Typically, in an investigation like this one, we have some idea where the case is headed and what might have happened within a few days. In this situation, despite doing everything within our power and exploring all avenues, the circumstances leading to Summer's disappearance remain unclear, which makes me think the parents are lying. Circumstances, the disappearance remains unclear. Usually, within a few days, we'll have some type of tip, we'll have some type of direction of where the case is going. This case is out of norm, not normal. Tells me somebody's lying in the case. They're throwing police off. Alright. This is Sheriff Ronnie Lawson. Sheriff Ronnie Lawson. Now, there's so much speculation in this case. There's also a lot of drama. You will see a lot of drama between creators. And it's just for clicks. The drama is just for clicks. When you see creators fighting with each other because they don't like what someone said on their podcast, or they don't like the person who was on the podcast, or whatever. Outside of the drama, people making theories and giving their opinions, this kind of fuels the fire to it. So Sheriff Ronnie Lawson stated in July and August, both times he stated, everyone's a suspect, everyone's a person of interest. We're leaving no stone unturned. I'm paraphrasing, but he did state everyone's a suspect, everyone's a person of interest. Even though Summer Wells' parents passed a lie detector test in late June, he still came out in July and August and said everyone's a suspect, everyone's a person of interest. I don't know why he couldn't say, well, Summer Wells' parents aren't suspects or people of interest. Don't know why. Let's continue. Which makes me think, well, maybe the parents really do have something to do with the daughter's disappearance, or at least one of the parents. But it really doesn't matter if the sheriff says the parents are involved or not. It really doesn't matter if the sheriff says the parents aren't or are suspects, because people are still going to give their opinions and theories and speculation. But let's continue. That was July 12th. That's the first statement he made. So who would be suspect number one? Mr. Ronnie Lawson, who would be suspect number one? Well, the parents would be suspects number one. Why would the parents be suspect number one? Well, Donald Wells claimed to be at work that day. We have rumors and speculation in social media he wasn't at work that day. He wasn't. Police haven't verified he was at work. There have been no articles written saying he was actually at work. No articles, no news reporters went to the police station and asked, was he at work that day? Did you guys verify that? There's no information on that. But I don't think he's involved in his daughter's disappearance. I don't see why he would be involved in his daughter's disappearance. The mother was the last one seen with the daughter. In her case, it seems more like she would have something to do with her daughter's disappearance, because she's the last one seen with her daughter. The last able-bodied person seen with her daughter, besides the grandmother, who wasn't that able-bodied. But what could have happened that day if the mother is involved in her daughter's disappearance? What could have happened? There's speculation going around. Miss Candus Wells deleted texts in her phone. One text said, "It is done." I believe the text was sent to a drug dealer, if I'm reading the speculation correct. But again, that is speculation, rumors. It has not been verified by police. Hasn't been verified through the media, mainstream media. Let's continue. So the mother is more of a suspect than the father. Which I don't know where people would get the idea or the speculation. I don't know where they get the speculation. Candus Wells deleted text from her phone that could incriminate her. I guess some people have inside connections to the sheriff department. I don't know. If you search on YouTube, you will see a video titled Candus Wells deleted text. I don't know where they got that from, because it's nowhere in mainstream media that I've seen. Who would be another suspect? Since it's open season on people who know Summer Wells, it's open season. Sheriff Ronnie Lawson has said, everyone's a suspect. Everyone's a suspect. Suspect number two would be this teacher, this Sabbath day teacher, this 7-day Adventist teacher. Let's read this. Summer Wells Sabbath school teacher Robin Lane tells me she's faced a lot of social media backlash because of her closeness with the missing 5-year-old. She asked that people not lash out at her or anyone in her church on social media. Now, in my opinion, she's not really a suspect. I just wanted to put her in the video because she made a statement. So that's why. But who's lashing out at the members of her church, her 7-day Adventist church? You know, 7-day Adventists have a different doctrine from Christian. Of course, they believe in Christ. They believe in the Bible. But they get the Bible wrong in their beliefs. They get the Bible wrong. Their doctrine is twisted. That's what I got to say. Their doctrine is twisted. But let's continue. So you have to so-called lash out at people close to Summer Wells, because usually when someone's abducted, it's by someone they know. When you see all those Amber Alerts on TV, it's usually a parent, a disgruntled parent who took the child. But let's continue. Another suspect would be this guy whose name is unknown. The reason I call him a suspect is because he's been at multiple prayer vigils. He's been at 2 or 3 I've seen. And usually the suspect comes back to the scene of the crime, or the suspect comes to the churches, or they come to the vigils to throw people off or to see what's being said around town. So I'm pointing fingers at this guy right here on screen. Yes, you. Not really. I don't think he's a suspect. I don't think he was close with the family. I don't think he knew where the family lived. But we will see. This is David Dotson. He's another suspect. He's another member of the church. Why is Mr. David Dotson a suspect? Well, not just because his last name is Dotson, son like the son of God, but because he has a close relationship with the family. That's why he's a suspect. What is his close relationship? Well, Mr. Dotson took some of Wells' brothers out to putt golfing. He took them golfing after Summer went missing. He said he wanted to bring their spirits up. He wanted to get them away from the media, take their mind off of everything going on. So he took them golfing. While they were out, someone said something mean to them in person. Let's get to look at David Dawson. Let's look at David Dawson. So this is Mr. Dawson and the 3 sons at putt golfing. I don't know if Mr. Dawson ever been to the Wells property. I don't know if he picked them up at their home or met them at the church. What were their arrangements? I do not know. But if he picked them up from the house, it's not impossible to say Dotson has been out. It's not crazy to think Mr. Dotson has been out to that house many times before. He would know that trail. He will lure Summer Wells to that trail and into his car. Because the father of Summer Wells believes she was lured. She wasn't lured with candy. She was lured by someone she knew who told her to come over here, let's go walking, and they abducted her. That's what I get when I think of lured. She was lured away from the house. It had to be by someone she knew. Even though the family had dogs on the property, but the dogs were missing in action that day. For whatever reason, the dogs were missing. I think people said they were off, just out playing in the neighborhood. I believe that's what people said. They had like 3 or 4 dogs, and they were all missing that day. Now, the sons are in not protective custody. You might well say protective custody. The sons are in child custody. We don't know if the sons have made any statements to the police that goes against what the mom, Candus Wells, has said, what happened that day. We don't know what the sons have said. If their events in their head lines up with what Candus' event says in her head, what happened that day. So this gets into Summer Wells going swimming the day she went missing. So Summer went underwater. I'll just let this play. So Summer Wells and her mother, they went swimming June 15th, the day she went missing. The reason they went swimming is because they were waiting for a prescription to be filled for Candy's mom, which her mom name is Candy. Her nickname is Candy. Also, June 15th, that same day, Candus had to take her mom to the emergency room because her mom had knee issues. So while her mom was in the emergency room, Candus and Summer went to a friend's house and waited out. They said they didn't want to wait in a hot car. The mom said we didn't want to wait in a hot car, so we went to a friend's house. I don't understand that. Why didn't you just wait in the hospital? So that part of her story doesn't make sense to me. We didn't want to wait outside in the car. Like, well, just wait in the emergency room, in the waiting room with a mask on. Like, it makes me think she's lying about something. Like, when she says hot car, we didn't want to wait in a hot car. Let's continue. So they leave a friend's house. When they leave a friend's house, the friend's son, 15-year-old son, goes with them. They go pick up her mom from the hospital. They take the prescription to the pharmacy to get filled. This prescription takes 30 minutes to get filled. While they wait, they went to a swimming hole. So she took this kid swimming. Now, again, she said they didn't want to wait in the car for this prescription to get filled. Why wouldn't you just wait in the freaking pharmacy? But again, instead of waiting in the hot car, they went swimming. And the boy who went with them said he had to save Summer from underwater because Summer slid off some rocks or something with rocks that made Summer go underwater for over 20 seconds. The mom says that's a lie. The boy is lying. I don't know why he would lie about that. It makes me think Candus Wells is lying about something just for calling the boy a liar. Like, did someone pay this boy to lie about what happened to Summer at the swimming hole? Really? Third statement. Fourth paragraph. That boy lied on everything that happened because the place I was at, there was no rocks. She didn't slide on any rocks and fall in the water. She wasn't under the water for 20 seconds or more. Like he said, that was just a bunch of lies he made up. I don't know why he did that. I don't know why he would lie either. Like, did Summer get hurt while swimming? She came home. She was still hurt. Something happened. The mom's trying to cover up her death. That's all I get from that. And why would the boy lie that something happened to Summer at the swimming well or swimming hole? It's called Warrior's Path Pool, but I'm calling it a swimming hole. Let's continue. This goes on to talk about swimming once again and talks about what happened when she got home, which we all know. She said she got home. She started doing gardening with her mom in Summer. Summer went in the house, went downstairs to the basement, started playing with her toys. She came back. Summer wasn't there. But in this statement, she says Summer went inside. She went to her mom's trailer. So Summer went in the house, went to the basement to play with her toys. And the mom states, I went to my mom's trailer, which is on her property. So on the Wells property, there's a trailer that some of moms live in. She went to that trailer to help her mom with her brace. This was after they got done gardening. Now, let's keep in mind, her mom went to the hospital that same day. And her mom had a prescription filled. So I don't know why her mom would be gardening. Like these gardening pots. I don't know why her mom would be out there on her knees gardening that same day when she has a bad knee. Just came from the hospital. She's on medication. Don't know if that medication is going to make you drowsy or not. Like, why would you go from the hospital to home to garden with a bad knee? I would think you would just sit down in your trailer and rest. But she went gardening. So once again, they finished up gardening. Summer went in the house. The mom went to the trailer to help her mom with her knee brace. Candus came back out from the trailer, back to the house, asked where her daughter was. The boy said downstairs. She yelled to her daughter. No answer from her daughter. She also states she called the father. The father said call 911. So she called the father and said, I can't find Summer. Get home. I was like, call 911. So I dropped my phone because I had to run over and get my mom's phone. He was like, call 911. So She went over to her mom's trailer, used her mom's phone because her phone can't dial 911 for whatever reason. In this article, she also states there were people in the neighborhood who didn't want their property searched. She found that to be suspicious because there's a missing child. Why not let them search her property? She also goes on to say she hated that police focused more on her property than they did on the neighbor's property. She asked, why don't they make the neighbors let them go on their sheds and buildings? Well, because they don't have warrants to just search these people's property for nothing. You can't just force your way onto their property to search for a missing girl. Maybe these neighbors, maybe they were growing marijuana or something, they had drugs or something. Maybe they just didn't want their property to be searched because it's their right or their freedom. But this talks about Summer mom learning of a sex offender that lives nearby who's not a suspect. Not a suspect. Well, he might as well be a suspect because the sheriff said everyone's a suspect, everyone's a person of interest. She goes on to say, if you took Summer, bring her back. Let's continue. Alright, so it is suspicious. The neighbors won't let the police search their property, but that's their right. I don't think multiple neighbors are hiding one girl on their property, because the way Miss Candus Wells puts it, it was multiple neighbors that said no. Multiple neighbors that said no to search. Alright. Also, Donald Wells said his daughter was screaming when she was abducted, that a neighbor heard her scream. The police state that was unfounded. So, did Summer Wells' grandmother not hear her scream? Did Summer Wells' mother not hear her scream before she went in the house? Like, no one but the neighbor heard this scream from a girl. But even the police say that's not true. The neighbor never said that. Why would the father lie about that? That also makes me think, well, the father is involved. There's some huge cover-up going on between both parents. Or maybe the police just aren't doing their job correctly. But why would the police lie about there not being a scream heard? So I would trust the police more than I would trust the parents. At least about the scream, I would trust the police more than I would trust the parents. Anything else I want to add to this before I play this video? No. Like, why? No, not really. Why is the grandmother doing gardening when she just came back from the hospital for her knee? You can't stand up and garden with these pots I showed. You can't stand up and garden with these pots right here. You have to get on your knees and garden. Why would the dead lie about hearing screams? Was the dead really at work? Did Summer Wells' mother sell her for drugs? And the perpetrator, the drug dealer, never brought her back? That trail, who else knew about that trail? You know, I'm trying to think, was there something else I wanted to touch on? Cadaver dogs. There hasn't been any cadaver dogs on the property to search the property for smells of a dead body, sounds of a dead body. No, the biggest thing was Summer Wells screaming and nobody hearing it. Like, if Summer Wells went out the basement door, wasn't her mom outside walking to the house? So her mom didn't hear anyone outside walking? Her mom didn't sense anyone outside walking? Like, the mom didn't see anyone from the trailer? I see the trailer. Like, you didn't see anyone from the trailer, and I see the trail where it leads to the trail. You didn't see anyone?